What's up, everyone? My name's AJ Reg Crypto. Thanks for joining me on this Tuesday morning. It's already May 14th, halfway to June. WTF is happening with time. Shout out to everybody in the chat on YouTube. This stream is now being dual streamed on Twitter or X. I hate calling it X. Let's just call it Twitter. Let's just call it Twitter. Okay, thanks. And so we're dual streaming on Twitter and here on YouTube. So shout out to everybody. I have the YouTube chat pulled up. We got I am a grogger. Love your name. Brian Bootyhead, Chauncey Peppertooth, Chef T Fresh, Carter Pennington, Kimi Mookie, Eric Osborne, Marsh. Appreciate you all. Thanks for being here, joining me. I know there's a bunch of, I'm only naming so many names. Okay, I can't go through every name. But yeah, so did not do my stream yesterday. As you could tell, I did a stream Sunday night, which is a new thing I'm kind of experimenting with. It was a really good time, actually. The Sunday night stream, kind of doing some TA. It's more chill, laid back, talking to the chat, and then playing some games over on BAZED. Big shout out to Baze. Don't even have my overlays on. Breaking the rules. Okay, there we go. Got him on for a little bit. I do have a special guest that I'm going to bring on in probably 5-10 minutes. Just wanted to catch up with everybody before we get into that. Yeah, so yesterday had a couple of calls, had a Twitter space that I planned, weeks ago, kind of going through some of my obligations and stuff like that, trying to plan out some of the week, getting some other things moving in the background. Big, push a big, I've been making a lot of effort. Let me fix my screen here. Been making a lot of effort to make the Telegram group, the best it can be. And I wanted to do, streams that are just for the group to kind of direct the setups, the charts I'm talking about, give more, kind of be able to answer questions, kind of like, kind of more intimate type streams. So to remedy that, I decided that, okay, I could make this video content and only put it on Telegram, but then I realized that that's kind of like pushing away from the goal I'm really trying to accomplish. And the goal I'm really trying to accomplish is to grow the YouTube channel. So I have decided to do, a members only stream once a week on YouTube. I will have the membership thing on YouTube going soon. It's not available yet, so you can't do it yet. But it's not going to be expensive at all. There will be a couple tiers, but the lowest tier will get you into the members only live stream, which will serve, for the Telegram group overview of all the charts, the performance of the charts I've given you, more setups, more like overviews of the week, what to expect, teaching indicators, teaching how to trade, all the good stuff that we do over at the Telegram group. That has been a really, it's been really well over there. We have, over, I think, about 120 people in the group now. It's been going really well. A lot of really good trades. We've been winning trades just about every day. I'm really, grateful for that group and everybody in it that's been, trying to make an effort to learn a little bit more to take their trading to the next step. So big shout out to everybody in the group. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Do want to do a quick overview of the market, kind of get figured out, where we are today. Let me pull this setup right here. Present, share screen, CoinGecko, boom. All right. And I will get rid of these overlays for a minute. All right. Oh, there's Gigi. Oh, you're there. You're there. All right, one sec. Let me that wasn't supposed to happen. You're supposed to be here later. You're supposed to be here later, but just pretend you're not there now. All right, so we got Bitcoin just under 62, was holding it for a while there. Ethereum under 3,000. Tether 99 cents. I hate when it shows that. I know that it didn't really depeg, but I hate when it shows that. Solana's kind of struggling a little bit under 150. So, everything's kind of has come down a little bit. We had a little pump up yesterday. Bitcoin is really fighting for support resistance. I will zoom into that in a minute. But, the talk of the town really has been, the revival of GameStop. And that has really translated to meme coins. I noticed yesterday that, the top 6 winners in the top 100 were all meme coins. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And then I realized with everything that was happening in the stock world with GME, even Andrew Tate was, going hard in the paint on some tweets talking about, what he's doing with GME. We will talk about that story in a minute. But, even now there are a bunch of coins that are down, from 5 to with Aptos, Sweet, Toncoin, Render, Athena, WorldCoin, all down. And the winners, believe it or not, Pepe, Floki, 6%, 11%, eCash, Jasmy. Jasmy has been a coin that we've been targeting in the Telegram group. I think that this coin is going to continue its rise. I have a friend that actually went to kindergarten with one of my best friends. I think he made about $75,000 trading Jasmine, and he is like, he knows Jasmine like I know H bar. He knows Jasmine like I know Algorand. And he's going to come on the channel one of these days and talk about this project and what they're doing. There's a lot of like integrations with Japan. There's a lot of really good stuff there. As you can see, the supply situation is very friendly. 48 billion into 50, so there's not much more inflation left to go. Well, it's a fixed supply, so it's not really inflation, but you get my point. And we're talking a coin that's in the top 100, number 98, that is still under $1 billion market cap. I'm going to be continuing to target this coin in the Telegram group. So I did not know by sharing my screen that I would show my guest on there. That was my bad. So I guess I'll bring my guest on now. This is my good friend Gigi. I'll do this and then pull this on. So Gigi is one of those people in crypto that does it all. She's a trader. She does NFTs. She hosts brunches. She goes to a lot of conferences. If you travel around in crypto and hit all the big ones, you will meet Gigi eventually. She's one of those people that just somehow is everywhere at the same time. Gigi, how do you do it? And how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to finally be here. I feel like it's been like 2 months in the works.
Yep.
I'm doing good. How do I do it? I don't know. I just love it. I just love seeing my friends around the world and meeting cool people and just like doing cool stuff with them.
Yeah, so totally. So just give it I do want to, introduce the audience to you properly for anyone who doesn't know who you are. Just give a brief overview, like what got you into crypto, what got you to like the level you are now, how long did it take, how hard did you focus, study, like what got you to what you're doing?
Yeah, so I started investing in Ethereum in 2017, but to be honest, I didn't really know much except that my friends told me buy this and they were doing really well. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen to them. But it wasn't until late 2020, early 21 that I actually started getting in the space. My background is I'm a former software engineer for an AI company. And when I came into crypto or like Web3, crypto Twitter, there was a lot of talk about NFTs. And I noticed that a lot of people, while they were talking about NFTs, they didn't really understood what was it. And personally, at that point, I didn't really know because no one could explain to me what was really an NFT except like a digital asset. And then later on, doing my research, I found that it was code and it was smart contracts. And that's really what brought me into Web3. I did a lot of things. I released a collection called Crypto Tech Women, which is focused on women and minorities. We did over like 20 master classes, an educational platform, hundreds of Twitter spaces that are educational, and then the occasional events around the crypto conferences, which now evolved to, some people are not going to like it, but it's called No Bros Allowed Brunch.
Oh man.
No, bros, a lot. Sorry. But besides from that, I also do other events called Bing Bong, which are in the intersection of culture and creators in crypto and like in the Web3 space. And those are super fun, really big, all inclusive. I have some news, but I won't tell you until later. And
okay.
And yeah, I'm a trader. So I love trading. Besides from being a creator in Web3, if you see my page, you'll see lots of videos, Twitter spaces, all of that. But I love trading as well and just being part of the culture in that way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I got to give it up to you. You certainly have put like a lot of effort into, organizing these events. I saw, the women in Web3 like brunch that you did at New York NYC. It was correct. Yeah. I know that was a really good trend. And you have another event coming up in like 2 weeks, right?
In 2 weeks, we have Bing Bong Lisbon. So obviously all inclusive. There's a non-fungible conference happening and I'm going to be speaking there. So you might see me on the meme coin panels and the ordinals and I think fashion and community as well. But besides that, we have a really fun event for everyone who's going to be there.
I love it. I love it. So we met back in Miami, UFC 299. Big shout out to the V-Chain family and all that for putting on all that for everybody. And we really had a couple lengthy conversations over about like your trading strategy. I know you're really heavily integrated into the Solana ecosystem. You've been making some really big flips here and there, like notable flips, eyebrow raising, like damn. and I know you're a Pudgy Penguin holder. Just kind of go in a little bit to like your trading strategy. You don't even have to give, you can give specific picks if you want to, but kind of just like the overview of how you make decisions in crypto. I feel like that decision making process is what people struggle with, mainly because most people have like a toxic relationship with money, and it kind of gets in the way of, they don't allow themselves to be in the position to make the money that they want. And I feel like there are certainly traders out there that have ignored that initial gut response to like play the long game, and I certainly feel that you have achieved that. So can you kind of go into your process with that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I will start by saying I'm very risk adverse. Like even when I came in the space in 2021, like DeFi summer, I lost so much money, right? Like I make money, but I lost so much money. So I've been always someone who, obviously, like I'm very fortunate. I was a software engineer, so I had the capital to be okay with losing capital. So you just need to know how much can you lose, how much can you afford to lose, right? And just go in kind of with that mentality. But it just takes one to really make it all back. So like obviously like spread across and the spray and paint techniques. But my strategy is risky. I'll be honest with you. I have some plays that I have a lot of conviction on because they're big market caps. They are cultural. So for meme coins specifically, I really lean into culture. Are they a cultural meme? Is it the meta? Like right now, cat coins are the meta. And last time I did like the little vlog with you and Jada, and we talked about some of the cat coins and we talked about some of the election coins. And forward to now, all of those have pumped. Like every single one of those pumped because they play into the culture and the current trends. So I really go into culture and I really go into the chat. Like one thing about crypto is, you have Reddit for stocks, right? And that's more of a public forum. And yes, in crypto, there are forums that you can pay to be in it. Obviously, like you have AJ's Telegram, which I definitely recommend. And there's other ones, like there's like Wizard of Soho, really great trader, goes from stocks to meme coins. And there's so many groups. Now, where I like to have fun is on the private groups, is on the small groups with a group of friends. And those are the riskier bets, but those are the ones that have the most fun. It's usually lower market caps. So risky market caps, anywhere from 60 to 200,000. And at that point, you don't really need a lot of capital to make a good return if it goes like extremely volatile, right? So, and then after that is about taking 150% out immediately. So I will take out my initials, and a rule that I made for myself, because I've round tripped, meaning I've seen a lot of games go from crazy, like 60 Solana from 2 to back to 2 because I never took initials or profits. So now, as soon as I see a pump, I will take out my initials and I'll take out 50% plot like over that. And then everything else is a moon bag. So if it keeps going up, it's great. I'm not losing money. I actually made some profit. And, you just hope that one of those will be that one that goes like 100x, 1000x.
Right. No, and I think, paying attention to the culture, I really think that's where you nailed it on the head, because you got to always kind of, money flows where the attention goes, right? And to be able to realize ahead of time, this is the talk of the town. This is, the pulse, so to speak, what everyone's looking at. Trying to find those patterns is extremely difficult. Like before we were backstage, before we started the show, like we kind of talked about, like meme strategies. And to be honest, like in terms of meme coins, like the way you do meme coins, the way like Goody would do meme coins, I don't play that game. Like I am kind of someone who I have an edge like leverage trading top 100 projects. So I'm looking for the meme coins that are in the top 100 and have a lot of liquidity on exchanges. And they are obviously way more volatile than, if Bitcoin moves 3%, something like Pepe or Dogwifhat, Floki, all those projects are they're going to move 15, 20%. So I'm kind of looking for that, where you're like really doing the homework. Do you I guess you use bird's eye, like targeting Solana coins? Like what are some of the tools you use to find your projects on Solana?
Honestly, it's so I use Photon to trade, and I like Photon because if there's like a night that me and my friends are bored or I'm bored and it's late at night and you want to do some plays, it shows you which coins are being deployed. So again, risky bets. You can go in, it can get rugged automatically. But I used to use Bonk, and no shade for them, but they were having some issues and my transactions kept failing. So pretty much, honestly, I trade on the spot. Like if I'm home, I'm using Photon. Maybe I'll use Photon if I have to, but like most likely I'm just using Photon right now. And for discovering new coins, it's all through group chats. 100% all through group chats.
Yep. Totally. Yeah, I know there are a handful of people that have like pretty intense bird eye strategies. It's a platform. I can show you the site later on, but basically they are watching the liquidity and basically watching the projects that are coming out that day. But seriously, what you're saying is that the group chat, that is a lot of where it happens. And a lot of people, I kind of like to rant and rave sometimes about why networking in crypto is so important. If you've never been to a conference, by God, effing go to one. Stuff like that. It's because that's where you get in to the WhatsApp groups, to the Telegram groups, to where everyone's talking all day about how can we make money in crypto? How can we make money in crypto? When you get, a group of those people, it doesn't even need to be 50 people. It could be 10, 20 people that are really focused, really plugged into the game. Those are the groups that, are kind of try to always just end up to be on the right side of the edge. And, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not like these groups are just like anyone can join. You know what I mean? So kind of tell a little bit on, like, say if someone's just getting into crypto today and they had no connections at all, what would be the best path to try to network properly to get in these groups where you get the good calls at?
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, first of all, if you're not on crypto Twitter, you have to get on crypto Twitter. You don't have to be a creator to start like tweeting, right? And supporting others. I think it's really important. From there, join Twitter spaces. So, or X, whatever you want to call it. But
Twitter.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like, I haven't integrated with X. But yeah, so join some spaces. There's so many spaces happening every day where people talk about what is happening on the market, what are they looking at. There's so many people. Like one of my favorite follows is Anthem. Like everything he writes, he tweets so much, and I have notifications on because I really read into it, and I'm like trying to understand like where the market is going through what he writes. Like there's so many good people to follow, so tap into that circle. Then the third step is maybe you're not into NFTs, but buying into communities that have Telegram groups, right? Maybe it's a meme coin community, maybe it's an NFT group. I would suggest alpha groups. So like there's NFTs that give you alpha. Getting into those communities and just getting integrated, just chat in the chat. That's it. Like start making friends. Right. Because at the end of the day, like all of these groups that I'm talking about, I've only gotten integrated, not because I'm a woman, not because whatever it is, but because I got integrated within these people. And eventually you might be like, we're still alpha. They might have a group. And to be honest, now I just laugh because with all my new friends, I'm like, do you have an alpha group? Like, add me to any group. And I just let it know like from the get-go, but you have to build relationships. At the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to. Building relationships, not being extractive, supporting others, and finding ways to integrate within the culture of like crypto Twitter, meme coins, maybe NFTs. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, when I was first coming up, a lot of people know this. I used to schedule every minute of every day, from when I woke up to when I eat, when I studied, when I did charts, literally scheduled every minute of every day. And networking is a block of time in that schedule, where if you just like met a bunch of people, pick up the phone, call someone. Even you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable and kind of putting yourself in those situations. And 9 times out of 10, the people that you meet will recognize, okay, this person's trying. This person's obviously making an effort to kind of level up over time. I'm not saying to like use people to climb up the ladder, but I am saying to put yourself out there and just try to talk to as many people as you can, because you never know whose hand you're going to shake. Jada tells me that all the time. You never know whose hand you're going to shake. And, playing that type of game. Oh, for sure. And, you have to play the social aspect of crypto, because that's where really all the inside information comes from. And it's kind of hard to talk about that like without other examples of people that like, look what this person did, look what this person did, look, you that's kind of like through example that you can prove that. Like if I'm just sitting here by myself, it kind of just like I'll end up just talking in circles. But when you like have someone that has clearly gone through the fire themselves, has obviously come out on the other side doing very well, the proof is kind of in the pudding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think it's so important to kind of just like integrate. And I was doing a Twitter space yesterday actually, and I was talking just about that, how when I joined crypto Twitter, I think I was a little bit more insecure about reaching out to people.
Sure.
But I just started doing it, and still to this day, like yesterday I had 2 calls with people that I follow on X for a long time, that I really admire, that I kind of just like slid into their DMs and just wanted to like, get on a call, talk about what they're doing. And it all started from like supporting each other and supporting what they're doing and putting it out there. And maybe it was like, for some, it was a no at the moment. It was like, not now, like super busy. And then eventually that turned into a yes. And yesterday I had 2 calls that I was so excited about, because I'm, in a way, I really do support them. I really love what they're doing, but I'm also learning from the call and kind of like picking their brain. So reaching out to people and that networking doesn't really have to stop because you're online. And it doesn't stop because you're at a certain place. Like if anything, there should always be someone you admire that you want to like pick their brain and just like follow their content.
Yep, 100%. I mean, that's the only way to get better, is by kind of surrounding yourself by people that have gone through it. Like if you're the smartest person in the room, you need new friends. That's what they always say, and I always really like that. So Gigi, I got one more question for you before I let you go. First of all, I do really want to thank you for coming on the show. This has been being planned for a while. I'm glad we made it happen today. Thank you for being here. Secondly, what are you looking at now? What's the next play? Is there any projects you're looking at? You in a trade? Like what are you looking at? I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, right now, again, I'm the GME fiasco has. I was telling AJ earlier, I'm like, I'm so down. I sold my meme coins that both pumped, my AMC meme coin and my GME meme coin on Solana. Sold them. I was rotating into different plays just about maybe 3 to 4 weeks ago. And I've been holding these. I bought them when they were down. So it would have been an insane come up, an insane come up. And it just really put it into perspective, like how much harder you have to go with things that you think are cultural plays. And I'm currently just looking for the next one. That's it. Sure. Like what is the GME, like what is Roaring Kitty tweets going to push next, right? Like I own Pepe. Pepe's going crazy. I have like With, so just really looking for what's next based on what has moved from tweets alone from this man. So I was looking at the stock for AMC. I told AJ I don't really own stocks at all. I have my, I don't really own stocks.
Yeah, same.
But I was thinking, the price seems kind of like understandable, but I just don't buy on a full green candle, right? Like you just can't buy the top. So I'm kind of looking into what else will be moved based on this narrative that's currently happening. So that's my focus. But if anything, also just like doubling down on presidential coins. We have the elections coming. The cat coins, just DCing and buying more. I think, Roaring Kitty's name is Roaring Kitty. And for the meme coin world out there, that's really pushing the cat narrative as well.
Oh yeah. Do you target top 100 projects as like an anchor to hedge, or are you just going into the high risk plays? I respect either one, because I know it could work out if you play it right.
Yeah, so I personally have like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. I actually bought more Solana on this dip. It went to, I think, like 115 the other day. So literally just bought more, right? Like we saw Solana at what, 230, 220 not long ago.
Yep.
Personally, I think it makes sense to double down. So I bought a lot more. I have AVAX, but most of my current plays are on the risky side of the market.
Yeah, I like it. Well, Gigi, thank you so much for coming on the show. Would love to have you back. Maybe in a month or two, we'll circle back. If you get any new come ups, have any new ideas, would love to collaborate. Really do appreciate you. I will, show the audience your Twitter here really fast. Let me pull this over here. Boom. And click
And thank
this
you for
button.
having me. This was so
Of
fun.
course. Of course, anytime, anytime. So this is Gigi's Twitter right here. It's at Gianna Scarlett. Am I pronouncing that correct? Scarlett?
Giannina Scarlett. You almost got it.
I almost got it. Okay, well, his Twitter is right here. I will copy and paste it into the chat. Definitely go give her a follower. You just got over 20,000 2 weeks ago on Twitter?
I don't know when, but recently. So that's exciting. I'm happy about that.
No, yeah. When we met, you were at like 15. I think you've got over like 5,000 followers in like, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months, maybe. You're kicking ass. I'll give it to you. Good job.
Thank you. AJ was like, we need to get you over 20. I'm like, I'm gonna start posting again.
Yep. Yeah, I remember. I was on you. I was like, Gigi, what the hell is this? We need to get you over 20. I remember talking about that. Well, there you go. Good. Congratulations on your success, on your come up. Definitely everybody in the chat. I copy and pasted her Twitter link. Go give her a follow. She's a hardworking woman in this space doing it. She's organizing events, trying to get people to connect, doing it for women, doing it for everybody. She's in a lot of NFT groups. She's in a lot of alpha groups. She's in my Telegram group. Gigi, you are a killer. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Have yourself a safe rest of your day. I appreciate you.
Thank you, AJ. I appreciate you.
Yep.
Bye, everyone.
Talk soon. Peace. Awesome. That was a great interview. Shout out to Gigi. What a killer. So we met in Miami, like we were talking about a little bit on the show. And we talked for, I don't know, 10 minutes. And I was like, what? This girl is extremely hard worker. When you kind of go and do the whole crypto conferences time and time again, you go to this conference, that conference, this conference, and you go to all these places, you kind of learn pretty fast who's paying attention, who's really plugged in, who's really making money, who's really doing it. And I talked to Gigi for 5-10 minutes. I was like, holy shit. I think that if she keeps grinding the way she is, she could probably eventually be probably the #1 content creator in crypto, especially for women. I think she does work that hard, and it's awesome to have met her so early in her journey, like in terms of being a content creator, in terms of really like pushing herself to get out as much as she can. And she's a killer, man. She's a killer. Go give her some love. Definitely, certainly one of those people that you want to follow as they climb up the hill. It's rare to find people that are in that position, because I feel like in crypto, because it's such an established type of place, that there's the people that have been here since 2017, since 2018, that have been doing it for years and years and years, and those people are all like 100,000 plus people. And then there's a lot of people that are trying to make content, that are still trying to get above the 5,000 mark, the 3,000 mark, that are trying to make that progress. And then there are people out there like me, people out there like Gigi, that are like kind of on their way, that became content creators a little bit later in the curve, but still have the devotion, that still have the dedication, the focus to really push through. And I have a massive amount of respect for her. So big shout out to Gigi. Thanks for coming on the show. All right, so let's keep the ball rolling here. Everybody, let me check the numbers right here on the YouTube really quick. Actually, we have about 600 people all together, which is pretty insane. Where do I see? I think YouTube changed the UI around, and it actually doesn't show how many people are currently watching on the other. That is strange. I got about 150 here on YouTube. Awesome. So Twitter's doing well. Good. Amazing. All right. All right. So I got a couple things I want to talk about, and I'm going to get into a bunch of charts for you guys. The first thing, actually, that's not the first thing. This is the first thing. This whole GameStop thing is pretty crazy. Big shout out to Mike Lowry in the chat. Thanks for being here, bro. He said, smash the freaking likes, y'all. Hey, guys, make sure you smash the likes if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're almost at 13.8. We're like 5 followers away from 13.8. If you don't follow, please follow the channel if you haven't. All right. So this tweet yesterday from Crypto Wendy O, I did call her for Mother's Day. She is my crypto mom. She said, it's just insane that the public servants who are paid from our tax dollars to protect us block your ability to make money. Decentralization matters. And this sentiment is spot on. This was a quote retweet from Watcher Guru saying that the GameStop GME stock trading halted for the 5th time after surging 110% today, which was yesterday. The short sellers have lost approximately $1 billion. So on Robinhood, if you were holding GME 5 times yesterday, according to Watcher Guru, you could not sell. You could not sell after that pump. You could not get out of the stock after that pump. And that is unbelievable. I don't want to hear volume. I don't want to hear any of that. They will gladly take your money. They will gladly accept your money. Come to our platform. Come to our platform. But the second something goes parabolic, the second something pumps, they will stop the trading so you cannot take your profits. And this is why decentralization matters. That was a very powerful tweet. Very short, but very powerful tweet from Crypto Wendy O. Big shout out to Wendy. And that's spot on the money. That's spot on the money. So let's kind of go a little bit further. I mean, and so Coinbase, this is not connected to that, but it is scary, how this isn't an outage like Robinhood stopping everything that don't let you make money. This is not that case. But, the fact that, there were a lot of big movers yesterday, especially in the meme world, and Coinbase has, a 4-hour system outage. This is why DeFi is so important. This is why decentralization matters. It's not as intentional as the other story, but this still kind of ties into that narrative. All right. And, it did go out. So they basically set an apology out very early this morning, around 3:30 in the morning, at a system-wide outage, temporary unavailability of its services from 4:15 a.m. UTC. So it wasn't, I'm trying to see a major system. I'm trying to see if there's something specific that caused it. Not saying much anything about why. So Coinbase's recent 4-hour system outage is not an isolated incident for the U.S. company. Earlier this year, Coinbase was among several crypto exchanges that faced temporary blackouts in February. I remember that. The outages were triggered by a sudden surge in crypto trading activity during a Bitcoin flash crash. Okay, so maybe there is some volatility surrounding these outages. Very confusing. Maybe they're not. Maybe they are doing what Robinhood is doing, but they're saying, no, the systems went down. Not, no, you can't trade. That's a kind of a different angle to do it. Maybe not. But yeah, so yesterday, I will zoom out here for a second. Yesterday, I did a Twitter space with Messina and Gora Network, 2 projects on Algorand. I had a series called Algorand Unfiltered. I am working on bringing that back. I did talk on the phone yesterday with John Allen Woods, the CTO of Algorand. Talked to John for a little while. We are kind of planning a couple things in the background. I will be at Decipher in Barcelona. Jada and I will be heading out there next month. Very excited to go to Barcelona and kind of game planning, some of the content we're going to do there. I am very excited for Decipher because every time Algorand has a big announcement, they tend to save them up and roll them over for the big events. If you're asking, do I know something? I pinky promise you, I do not know anything, but I do have a feeling that there will be some announcements at Decipher. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, so we did the Twitter space yesterday. I do want to give a quick shout out to Gora Network. I don't know where I did have that pulled up. Okay, I think I put that away. Gora. They have come on this show before. Super awesome guy. Abdul works for Gora. It's a decentralized oracle on that launched on Algorand, is now multi-chain on Ethereum. That happened earlier this month. So we kind of talked about that, and they have a partnership with Messina. There's the space right there. And Messina is is a bridge that is kind of creating more endpoints to really spread out and have that multi-chain interoperability vision. So we kind of had a big conversation about that. It was a really good space. Certainly go back and check it out if you missed it. But big shout out to Gora Network. Big shout out to Messina. And those are the conversations that are important, for Algorand. The project consists of the projects that are built on it, right? So if you really kind of want to go below the surface and learn that much more about Algorand, that much more about the community, I would certainly advise, checking out projects like Messina, Gora, Folks Finance, Tiny Man. The list goes on and on. But the point I'm going to is that during that space, I noticed that all the movers yesterday were all meme coins. All meme coins. And I mean, like, they were absolutely moving. I did have some alarms that went off on my phone. I was super busy with a lot of calls yesterday, so I actually was not able to I did not trade yesterday, unfortunately. But I had, like, yesterday was kind of like a big business day for me, hence why I was not there. So GameStop rally sends meme coins skywards. Pepe, Floki, Mog all surge. Roaring Kitty is living proof that retail can outperform institutions at the highest level, one meme coin developer said. Okay, meme coin surge after a post by Keith Gill, a retail trader whose online persona and investment strategies contributed to the GameStop short squeeze in 2021. The meme coin surge was not limited to micro cap coins, but also impacted larger coins like Pepe and Floki. And this is kind of just about that story. But guys, I will get into some of the charts on terms of the meme coins, because like I was talking with Gigi, I will copy and paste this. I don't have time to go through the whole article, but I will copy and paste this article. Let me copy it. 1 second. I will copy and paste this article. I did read this article before I went live. Very interesting read. I don't have time to go through the whole thing because I want to have time to get the technical analysis. But I did pull a lot of charts. And right now, when, like I was talking to Gigi about, when it's volatile like this, you want to target, if you're a leverage trader like myself, the top 100 meme coins. All right. Doge, Shiba, Pepe, Dogwifhat, Floki, those, the ones. Look on exchanges like Phemex. Like, they have so much liquidity. I know my connection is static. I don't understand why it does that sometimes. I think we need to get better Wi-Fi, and I apologize for the connection. But the point is that, if you want an edge on the market and on leverage trading, target those projects right now, because right now they are moving. It's crazy. All right. So I do have a couple other stories. I'm going to kind of skip over them. We all kind of know, the gist with, this is really bothering me right now. I apologize. GameStop, we kind of all know the story. We've all seen it. And then there's, meme coins on Solana, kind of connected to that pump, that hype. And that's amazing to see that. It is, we do want to see these type of headlines, these type of, this is bullish. It's bullish for everybody. It really is bullish for everybody. Closing in on the all-time high set in 2021. That's absolutely insane. Also good news here. Raoul Pal is, talking. He's talking about it. All right. Predicting a parabolic Bitcoin rally. Of course he is. But he's saying a substantial crypto summer and fall. We have talked about the banana zone before, triggering crypto mania through 2025. We have talked about this before, but I did see the headline and I wanted to circle back to it. And, this is kind of the banana zone. All right, here's 2011 to 2012, 2014, 2016, 2019, 2020. And here we are, sitting on the edge. And you know what this means, okay? This could take us to 250, 300. My target for Bitcoin is only 120, max 150. All right. I would, is there a chance? No one can see the future, right? But I do like that, Raoul Pal is putting this out there, being very public about it, that, this could happen again. And I really hope it does. And I can even show you on the charts, technically, what could push Bitcoin to this level. All right. The first thing I'm going to do, I don't know, I'm not going to get into the whole stock market chart thing today. I'm kind of a little bit behind on showing the charts. But I do want to get into Bitcoin, and then I will show you a couple other setups that I'm talking about. All right. And I do want to give a quick shout out to everybody in the chat here on YouTube. You guys are awesome. I did put up Gigi's X. Jada, can you just type her @name in for everybody? Yeah, shout out to everybody in chat. You guys are awesome. Make sure you smash the likes if you haven't already. I do appreciate it. If you're watching on X, make sure you smash the likes there as well. I appreciate you guys. All right. So this is Bitcoin right now. All right. And I know it looks a little messy. You got a little bit of chart graffiti here, but let me kind of zoom in and kind of give you what I'm looking at. So Bitcoin is in, this descending channel. Okay. We're in this descending channel. You know what this line here is? It's more than just a support resistance line. That line right there is a neckline of a head and shoulders pattern on Bitcoin. Inverse head and shoulders pattern. Shoulder, head, shoulder on Bitcoin. This is what we want to see. All right. The neckline I would define right around 64,500. All right. We need to break this level. And breaking this level would also break us out of the downtrend, this white line. Okay. So both things would happen at the same time if in that event. All right. This is the 12-hour chart that I'm looking at right now. The 12-hour chart, it isn't bad, but it's not the best. We're red in the money flow. We're kind of sideways on a lot of things on Market Cipher B. All right. The dual band strength index on the 12-hour isn't pretty with a 16 -5 on DBSI, where anything higher than a 14 is a strong degree of certainty. And it looks like we are rejected by the 50-day EMA. But when you kind of zoom in to Bitcoin, you will realize that, even with this as an outlier, Bitcoin, we're in an EMA squeeze where we get rejected from the 50, bounce off the 200, rejected off the 50, bounce off the 200, rejected off the 50, bounce off the 200, and it's getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, and something has to pop here. Something has to pop. So this neckline would be the top of the conditional range at 64.5. Not to mention the time window is closing in with the downtrend connected to the support resistance level here at 59.8, almost 59.9. All right, you see this wick here, you see this wick here, you see this wick here. All right, this is a very clear cut support resistance level. All right, you want to alarm here, like I said, I'll say it again, 64.5. You want to alarm here, 59.7, because if this breaks, Bitcoin will have broke the 50-day. And if this breaks, Bitcoin will have lost the 200-day. And like I said, the point of intersection is May 30th. So in the next 2 weeks, it's not like Bitcoin is going to wiggle its way slowly down into the depths of this corner. All right. What I mean by point of intersection, that it kind of gives a timeline on when something has to break, because this runs out of room. Okay. So this is why we need to have this uptrend, this alarm set, the neckline alarm set, and the support resistance alarm set. So you get a notification, you get an email, you get a text message when this happens, so you can react to the market. All right. Let's talk bearish scenario. Bearish scenario 1 is, if Bitcoin loses 200, Bitcoin loses this, and we are in a downtrend. All right. We are in a downtrend, and we're in a downtrend until we're not. Okay. Right now we are. So this is local low at 56.48. So just about 56.5, just to round up a little bit. That's local low. We put in a lower low. That would just be terrible. That would just be terrible. And let me tell you why. Because if you pull up the volume profile, we've talked about this before. There is, look at this. Look at the volume profile. You see how it kind of has a big gap and a big gap. And look at where it really sticks its neck out. Right around here, 51, 52, which is this value area right here. All right. If Bitcoin goes into the 50s, it is likely that it shows back up at 52. I'm just going to say that flat out. It is very likely that Bitcoin will show its head at 52. I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is not my prediction. I'm just saying that in the event we lose support resistance, the head and shoulders gets invalidated, we put in a lower low, that's where it's heading based off of volume. All right. I will say that. Scenario 2, we bounce off this support resistance. We break through this line. We break through the neckline, and the measured move for the head and shoulders, all right, is around 72.6, which is right below support resistance from here, which actually leads us into a slightly lower high, actually. But if this was to play out, the target would be a 17.35% move to 7273. All right. Let's hope that's the case. Alarm up because the altcoins are going to revolve around which door Bitcoin walks through. All right. And this is why we set so many alarms on so many charts, so we are aware, so we can react. All right. I know that was a long spiel on Bitcoin, but it's relevant for all the alts. It matters. All right, because it's going to determine which way we're going. You use that for your directional calls. All right. So the first thing, let's go look at a couple. I'm going to start off with Bonk. I like Bonk. That's a lot of play. It has been super volatile. I gave this set out. I'm giving you guys some Telegram group alpha right now. This right here is, the gist of a conditional range on Bonk right now. As you can see, from even if you go back in time, these levels have been touched several times, even from over here as well. And it is in that range right now, is kind of dancing above the EMAs, which are squeezed together. So that kind of tells me that, there is going to be a move happen. So here's the thing. Can you trade from here to here? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But the big move is going to happen when it breaks out of that range. All right. And that's what I'm really trying to help people focus on getting, is those big breakouts, those big moves. All right. And those are the trades you really want to target. So, short time frame stuff, it's basically just ranging here. I would say short time frame that, it has been kind of dancing and putting in slightly higher lows, or I would even set an alarm like right there, right around there. If we lost that, you could consider shorting to local low, which would be about a 6% trade. That level here for a scalp idea is zero, a lot of zeros, 2, 3, 1, 3. There you go. And then certainly make sure you write down. Let me zoom back out for y'all here. Make sure you write down those numbers for the big conditional levels. All right. On the larger time frames, it actually looks pretty bearish. On the 2 hour, it looks pretty bearish. It looks like it's getting rejected from the 200. Looks like it's at the 50. Got a red dot on market cipher B. Didn't really come up there much in the momentum waves. And, it's kind of likely that if we, kind of pull this up with this red dot here, it kind of looks like it's going to push its way back down here. And we, are kind of in the red on the money flow. So, it's stuck in a range right now. And, before Bitcoin really moved, there was, over the weekend, Bitcoin was actually insanely boring. Bitcoin, up until yesterday, Bitcoin spent over 60 hours inside of a 2% range. Inside of a 2% range. Nothing was happening. And it was actually really hard to try to find positions instead, other than, really looking at like the ranges that I do like to help people out with. So a couple other charts. I do have a couple other charts that I'm obviously going to save for the Telegram group, but right now I'm going to give you all the meme coin setups. I think the meme coins are worth targeting right now. There are other coins I'm looking at, but I'm going to save some for the group, but you guys are going to get all the meme setups. The meme setups are where it's at. All right. So, okay. So, man, Pepe, this line here was given actually a long time ago from, earlier this month, from here. Okay. That was obviously just like a mark. It was actually not that long, like over a week ago. I drew that support resistance level. It has broken above that level. Okay. So from the break of that level to top, we're talking about 26% in one day. Shout out to anybody who got that trade. Last night, I gave this conditional range here on Pepe, which has broken to the upside. All right. From the break to the top, we're talking 10% in 8 hours, and it's still up 1.3% if you wrote it up and wrote it back down. All right. And now that this level has, been broken out, it's either going to retest and bounce, or it's going to break through. The breakthrough of that level, you could consider shorting. It's only about a 7% move down to the next support resistance. But, I'm actually kind of, although you obviously have that alarm set, obviously, but now you kind of want to consider, new high. All right. Now this becomes the next ring on the ladder if that level breaks here. So now, as it was in that range before, now it's in this range, if that makes sense. And that's kind of how you go from there. This level is a lot of zeros, 1, 1, 1, 1. 3 1s and a 7. 3 1s and a 7. There you go for Pepe. Going to look at Floki. Floki. All right. So can you guys see that? You can. All right. So let's look at the daily. Daily chart looks, not the worst. You kind of got this kind of has the breakout idea here for sure. It was actually kind of like a lower high pennant there kind of vibe. Also, what I really like about the daily on Floki is that it's continuing to put in higher lows. So certainly draw that line. And the break of that would represent a go short level for sure. It hasn't moved that much. We're talking 20% in 2 days. That's still pretty good, but I think the real move is yet to come. The top of the wicks actually aligns with the bottom of these wicks here. From right here, kind of had a touch there, and then rejection, and where we are now. This level for Floki is 000206. A lot of zeros, 206. Set that alarm and then set this alarm for Floki and react to that move. It does look like it's pushing up in the daily. It looks pretty damn good on the daily, to be honest with you. Where's my damn value profile? It keeps running away on me. Keep forgetting to click it. Yeah, and there is volume above. That kind of gives me hope, to be honest with you. There is volume above. Zooming in on the 2 hour, actually kind of not the best on the 2 hour. And it did look like it touched that and is pushing down. So I would really watch this on low time frames for a break of the 50 EMA. You guys see how the price is trading above the 50 EMA, That is, a good sign of bullish continuation. All right. So if you monitor this situation and you get a close on the 12-minute chart, a close below the 50 EMA, that isn't a bad time to consider a short. All right. And also you kind of want to consider this level right here. If you kind of want to squeeze the conditional range a little bit, we got this high here. We got actually volume underneath of it, and this low here. This level is a lot of zeros, 1882. All right. So if you really want to degen this up and zoom in a little bit, that is a level that you could short from if you wanted to, or if you wanted to play it a little bit more risky, you could wait for a close below the 12-minute and then set, the stop loss right above a close on the 12-minute below the 50 EMA. And then you would set your stop loss just above the 50 EMA if you wanted to take a more risky trade. Obviously, be careful. Use your head. Whiff what? All right. So Whiff has taken a dive here. So this level, we are only looking at the 12-minute. Let me zoom in. So as you can see, all these levels have been given over time. Okay. I didn't draw all these at once. This was kind of, as we were kind of coming up this hill here, we actually even, had this line, this conditional range from 263. I know one trader in the group actually had an insane trade who he just stayed in it for like a while. Something like that, 38% in 4 days from the break of that 263 level. Big shout out to him. But this 316 level, 316 is the level. 316, open up a can of whoop ass, is the level for Dogwifhat. All right. It's like a magnet. It's like quant with 100. Every time it goes below 316, it works its way back up. Anytime it goes above, it works its way back down. And look at the catalyst here. Look at this big candle, this big wick, and look at that level where it ultimately got rejected from, was the 316 level. This thing has taken a big dive down, about 10% in 1 day. That's the kind of volatility we're looking for as day traders. All right, not to mention this line here. Let me elongate it a little bit. This level was given to the group as well. This is at that 303 level. All right, you kind of monitor this. You could have had actually a handful of quick scalps along the way. So this break of the level, 8% in 5 hours, and then that would have been to 316. From the loss at 316, you could have went 6% in 9 hours. It had a couple back and forth, but even if you're scalping, look at the back and forth here. 3%, 4%. The loss of it here, 2%. Look at this idea. Every trade is here, 1.4%. And now the most recent one, break of the level, 6.8% in 2 hours. These, I'm telling you guys, playing around these conditional ranges and trading off of that idea, it is insanely profitable when you take confluence into account. It's not just the alarm going off that makes you get into the trade. You also have to mix in the confluence with the volume, with the other indicators, the RSI, the market cipher. You want to look at the big picture other than just the alarm going off. But even if you just did the alarm going off, you would have made so much money around this conditional range. I've been targeting Dogwifhat a lot in the Telegram group because it has a lot of liquidity over on Phemex. So what about now? Well, we know that this level here at 303, this 303 level, if you don't have that alarm drawn, by God, draw that alarm. Also, you notice here, this is a little low at 2.754. This has been a low, and it could come down and break or bounce off this level. So I would set that alarm, and I would consider this the new conditional range for width. There you go. All right, and I'm going to look at Doge, and then I'm going to call it a day. I'm looking at all the meme coins today. Only the meme coins. All right, let's look at the daily. Okay, so Doge was in its own little weird triangle here. I know it's a little messy, but I will clean it up in a second. So this setup kind of didn't work out because it broke down. Yeah, actually, it totally worked out because if you went off the loss of that alarm, you would have made 19% in 4 days. That was pretty clean, to be honest. But now I would say this triangle is now basically worthless. But I think the top level of it still, actually, wow. If you look at this triangle here, it's trying to break out. It wicked above for a minute there because look, you got these. Let me fix this up a little bit. Yeah, this is a pretty fairly drawn triangle here, and it looks like it's trying to break out. It does have a green dot. This is the daily chart, -213. So not a strong degree of certainty. Do have a green dot, but we are in the red as well. But this is also another situation where, similar to Bitcoin, where it's the 50 EMA is here and the 200 EMA is here, and what's happening is that it is squeezing in the EMA as the downtrend comes down. So it is going to run out of room here pretty soon. And there's also a conditional range that I gave to the Telegram group a couple days ago that is actually still pretty valid. It's actually inside of that range now at 15.95 and 14.24. That being the bottom, that being the top. And as you can see, it is inside of this range as we speak. And the break of this one would actually mean a break out of this big downtrend that started back in March, the end of March. So that would actually be pretty insane for Doge to break out. It does look like there's a little bit of volume up here. It is kind of curved out, and we are zoomed in a little bit too, so that's fair as well. Let's zoom into the 2 hour here. We were just looking at the daily. All right, the 2 hour is not the best. Straight up, 2 hours not the best. The money curvature isn't bad, but we did just get a red dot on market cipher, and it does look like there is some volume over here. And like straight up, everybody, it is trying to get shut down out of this triangle here. So I would certainly draw that triangle and certainly alarm it. Certainly alarm 15.95 and 14.22. Those are two big levels. Those are two really big levels with Doge. It is kind of ranging between them right now. If you wanted to short to that level, or even short to local low, you're looking at about a 4 to 7% trade based off the rejection of the triangle. You could do that if you want to take on a little bit more risk, or you could set the alarms and wait to react to the break of the alarm. Whatever type of strategy you want to employ. I mean, there you go. All right, so y'all are awesome. You are awesome. Damn, from YouTube and Twitter, it says I have 785 watch. That's insane. I need to be doing Twitter more. But definitely big shout out to everybody in the Grogger community. You guys are amazing. If you want to join the Telegram group, fam, I'm telling you, I put 14 charts in my Telegram group last night. 14 charts in the Telegram group last night. I work so hard to get these positions together, to work out these ranges, to give you kind of if-then scenarios, to give you like a little bit of insight on how to draw things, how to not to draw things. Like I spend a lot of time every day, getting the posts together that I'm going to put in the group. All right. I will admit that I need to post a little bit more frequently throughout the day, but I at least post every day. Okay. I at least post every day. And most days, my initial goal with this group was to give 3 positions a day. That was my initial goal. But then you guys know me. You know my brain. oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Most days I post between 5 to 10 charts. Yesterday I posted 14, when really I only said I was going to post 3. So I've been going above and beyond. If you want to join this group, if you want to take your trading to the next level, make more money trading crypto, to learn how to safely trade crypto, use risk management, just try to a game plan to get your shit together, send me an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. I do have some really amazing traders in this group. Gigi is in this group. I have, so many people that, use this group as a resource, or even if you just use it as a place to, find some levels, to set some alarms, to you don't have to go, you get out of it what you put into it. Yeah, you get out of it what you put into it. It's that simple. And I put a lot of work into it. And I hope it changes your lives. I really do. Send me an email if you want to join the Telegram group. That would absolutely be amazing. I am going to work out the YouTube membership thing. I am going to, have a weekly stream that is members only, that is actually targeted at all the setups, all the charts that I'm putting in the Telegram group, and kind of reviewing them, doing lessons, and adding more charts as well. So that those members only streams are going to be no nonsense, no news, no interviews, no nothing. It's going to be basically classes on, the bell rings, we're in college, sit down and shut up. That's going to be that's going to be those members only streams. It's going to be real serious serious charts, nothing else. Those will be coming soon here on YouTube. I'm going to set that up very soon. I have a couple videos I'm going to film. I want to get some extra content out to you guys this week. I've had a lot of stuff going on in the background that I can't talk about. I've had a lot of stuff going on. So I do want to apologize for not having as much content as I would like to have on this channel. I want this channel to go to the moon. I am doing everything I can on the back end to kind of get all that squared away so I can continue to make content in this fashion. I am, 100% dedicated to this game. 100% dedicated to this game. And of course, I want to thank everyone that has helped me get here along the way. I want to give a shout out to Ben. I want to give a shout out to J Chains. If it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't be here. Big shout out to Crypto Face. Big shout out to Market Cypher, to Phemex, BAZED.com, all the crypto chips, all the links down there in the description. I also wanted to, let me pull this up really fast. Crypto chip. I did want to give a quick shout out to Crypto Chips, because the Get Rich or Get Wrecked clothing line, we've been really putting work in to continue to make the best merch that we can. We feel like there is kind of a gap in Web3 merch, and they have done a very, very good job. If you just go to cryptochips.io and look at their merch, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, the anti-fiat club, all these really fun crypto-friendly shirts. They make some really, really cool stuff. They really, really do. And obviously, this right here is Grogger number 5. I still have to pick the winners for that giveaway. I kind of got really distracted with some other stuff going on, but I will get to that here pretty soon. This shirt is, insane. This is kind of the vibe we're going for with Get Rich or Get Wrecked. Definitely make sure you head over to that website here. I'll copy and paste it into the chat if you want to buy one. Boom, boom, boom. All right, there you go. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to Crypto Chips and what we're doing over there. We're working hard on it. Wanted to share it with you. Boom. So you guys are awesome. I'm going to peace out. I'm not going to do any more charts today. Maybe I'll check those charts tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. I do got a lot of other extra work to do today. It's messed up. I can't talk about what I'm doing right now. I can't. But I can't wait to. When you know, you know. All right. So you guys rock. Smash the like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It wouldn't be possible without you guys. Believe in yourself. Invest in yourself. That's what I could say that 100 times. You got to really, guys, this is the time. This is the time to focus up. This is the time to double down. Do whatever you got to do to make this happen. I literally started from zero. If I can do it, you can do it. You just got to work as hard as absolutely as hard as you can. So you guys are awesome. Big shout out to everybody. Get rich, don't get wrecked. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.